to victory on the defensive end. They're presented by Ford. With impressive power and smart features, great things can happen when you drive a Ford F-150. Bring home a champion today. See your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Alabama Crimson Tide. BP, what are the keys on the defensive end against a team in South Dakota State that's got a big who's as skilled as we will see, but also a couple of guys that can shoot it from deep?
Those are the things. Alabama's got
Okay, bye.
Thank you. Thank you for stating what I was about to state. But, yes, Alabama needs to defend the post. Oscar Clough, one of the best mid-major players in the country, 6'11", 260 pounds. And Alabama has had mixed success against some of the better big men that they've faced this year. You go back to the Purdue game. Trey Kaufman-Wren had a big game in West Lafayette against Alabama. Big reason why Alabama lost to Purdue in that game. You go back to the Oregon game in Las Vegas. Nate Biddle, the 7-footer for Oregon, had his way on the interior. Alabama did a much better job against Creighton here at home against Ryan Kalkbrenner. But this is another opportunity against a good post-up big man in Oscar Clough that will prepare Bama for the SEC, because you'll see different styles. This is a South Dakota State team that will slow you down. They have perimeter shooters. They also have a big man. Alabama's got to defend the post, get out to the three-point shooters, and not get frustrated by the slow pace of play of the Jackrabbits.
Let's take a look at our starting lineups. The projected starters for this one: LeBaron Philon, Mark Sears, Grant Nelson. For the Tide, Jaron Stevenson and Clifford Amore. Stevenson's numbers not where he'd like for them to be, Bryan, but still a big-time contributor. 4.5 points per game for Jaron, with also 3.5 rebounds. You kind of get into a feel for what you want starting a ball game, whether a guy plays a ton of minutes or not. Jaron, again, I'm not going to say hot or cold for him, but he is a guy that you know what he can be, and is at times a steady presence right out of the gate.
Well, he struggled shooting the ball so far this season, just 36% from the field, 23% from the three-point line. He's been much better lately, got off to a really tough start from the three-point line, but not shooting much over 50% from the free throw line, and he's a skilled player that can shoot. Those numbers will go up, but where Jaron has really improved from year one last season to this season is his versatility on the defensive end. We've seen him guard 7-foot centers. We've seen him guard 5'11" point guards. He is really good on the defensive end, and he'll help this team throughout because he has the ability to make shots, even though he hasn't with the consistency that he'd like. That is an area that I don't worry too much about with Jaron, because he's done it his whole career. But defensively is where I think he can make an impact on this team each night he's out on the court.
You've got a big in Oscar Clough that we talked about earlier, 16.5 points, almost 11 rebounds per game for him. But a guy who's really coming on is a freshman in Joe Seiler. He's averaging 13 points per game, but he's been their top scorer in their last 3 contests. He's been in double digits in 9 of their 12 games this year, including 5 straight contests. And first time in about 7 or 8 years they've had a freshman do what he's done offensively on average. But Seiler, a really nice compliment to Larson.
Yeah, and Eric Henderson, the head coach of South Dakota State, talked about this new era of college basketball and how it affects a team like the Jackrabbits out of the Summit League. They lose some players to the transfer portal. They're not a huge destination in terms of NIL and transfers. And what they've tried to do is bring in young players and develop them. And Sawyer is a great example of that. He's coming into his own here in his second season. A redshirt freshman, can really shoot it, and complements Oscar Clough on the low post. At 6'11", 260 pounds, there's no secret where South Dakota State wants to go, but they surround Clough with shooters, and Sawyer playing his best basketball the last few weeks of the season. Alabama's got to do a good job with their interior defense, but also get out to the shooters of South Dakota State.
That's going to do it for your Ford pregame show. Next up, the tip, Alabama and South Dakota State, right here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This has been the Ford pregame show. Ford. Visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Crimson Tide basketball is also brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide. Get ready. Alabama Crimson Tide basketball is next on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Are you sick of pretending to like boring hard seltzers that leave you feeling bloated? Tired of drinking the same old light beer? No time to make a mixed drink with all those complicated ingredients? Then it's time for you to try something different. Beatbox is now an official sponsor of Alabama and the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Packing an 11.1 APV punch, each Beatbox is bursting with delicious flavors. Beatbox is gluten-free, low sugar, and resealable, so you can always take the party on the go. There ain't no party like a Beatbox party. Roll Tide. Please drink responsibly. Must be 21.
I'm Cole Adams.
And I'm Jeremy Bernard. We are all excited to enjoy the energy of Bryan Stadium this fall, but viruses that cause respiratory diseases are still prevalent in our communities.
Vaccination against these viruses is very important for everyone, and especially for those who are at a higher risk of developing serious complications, including older Americans and those with certain medical conditions.
For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM today.
Stay safe and roll Tide.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-Series Highlight Show. Talk about an outstanding lineup. Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty deliver impressive power and game-changing capability. That's why I'm a fan of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 47 consecutive years. For the latest offers on a Ford truck, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY industry reported total sales.
Hey, Bama fans. Tuscaloosa Drug Company is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide Athletics. We've been serving our community and the University Athletic Department for over a decade. There are 3 locations in the Tuscaloosa and Northport area to serve you. We understand the importance of prompt and efficient service. That's why we strive to provide service that you can rely on, where we know you by name. The next time you have a medication need, call who the Tide calls, Tuscaloosa Drug.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Bob Baumhauer here. Are you out of ideas for those stocking stuffers? Our selection of delicious signature sauces make great stocking stuffers for that chef of the house. Kick up your favorite holiday dish with our legendary hot sauce. If you enjoy our char-grilled black and white chicken, then grab a bottle of our fabulous legendary white barbecue sauce. Would you like to have a Bam Bam shrimp on your holiday menu? That's easy. Just pick up a bottle of Baumhauer's Thai sweet chili sauce. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
If you're looking for the best selection in Crimson Tide apparel, look no further than the Soup Store. The Soup Store is every Bama fan's ultimate destination for the hottest gear and accessories, with 3 great locations around campus to serve you: in Tuscaloosa on campus at the University Student Center, on the Strip in front of Bryant-Denny Stadium, and on Bryan Drive. If you can't get to Tuscaloosa, shop the Soup Store online at soupstore.ua.edu. The Soup Store is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics.
Here we go. It's time for Alabama Crimson Tide basketball on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
To the trailer. 3. Bottom. Tie game. 75 all. He'll rise. He'll fire. He'll make the 3. The bank first 3.
Crimson Tide basketball is brought to you by Barkley Buick GMC, where Barkley makes it easy. Golden Flake, the official potato chip of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Guthrie's, America's original chicken finger restaurant, and a proud partner of the Crimson Tide. Auto Owners Insurance. Visit rolltide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent. Chick-fil-A. Download the Chick-fil-A app and win big this season. Conecuh Sausage, made fresh in Evergreen, Alabama since 1947, and now the official smoked sausage of the Crimson Tide. Cook's Pest Control. Call Cook's to score superior protection from pests and termites. Ford. Visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. And by the Soup Store, the best place in town to get all your Alabama gear. Now, turn it up. It's game time. Here's the voice of the Crimson Tide, Chris Stewart.
Ooh, broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
On a Sunday afternoon in Tuscaloosa, the 5th-ranked team in America, according to the Associated Press, the Alabama Crimson Tide goes for its 11th win in 13 contests this year. I'm Chris Stewart, along with Bryan Passink, Tom Stipe, and our public address announcer, Tony Giles.
At forward, a 6'7" junior from Yankton, South Dakota, number 11, Matthew Morris. At center, a 6'11" senior from Sunshine Coast, Australia, number 45, Oscar Clough. At guard, a 6'2" freshman from Esterville, Iowa, number 1, Owen Larson. At guard, a 6'3" freshman from White River, South Dakota, number 3, Joe Silo. And at guard, a 6'3" sophomore from East Med, South Dakota, number 10, Kalen Garrett. South Dakota State's assistant coaches are Brian Peterson, Jamel Barnes, and Billy Brown. The associate head coach is Rob Klinkapus, and the Jacks head coach is Eric Henderson.
Tony, with the introduction of the starters for the visitors from the Summit League, they have dropped the lights and are just about set to introduce the home team to the crowd that is assembled. Another sellout, and it is filling up rapidly on this early Sunday afternoon as we get ready for the introduction of the Bama starters. Let's pause 10 seconds so our local stations can identify themselves to you. Welcome to the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Jerry Kelly is our studio engineer. We will not have our Cook's Pest Control bench reporter in Roger Hoover. He's handling the play-by-play duties for the streaming broadcast of this one. Once again, here's Tony.
Alabama starting 5. And forward, a 6'11" sophomore from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, number 15, Jaron Stevenson. A 6'4" freshman from Mobile, Alabama, number 0, LeBaron Philon. At center, a 6'11" graduate from Benin City, Nigeria, number 11, Clifford Amore. And forward, a 6'11" graduate from Devil's Lake, North Dakota, number 4, Grant Nelson. And at guard, a 6'1" graduate from Muscle Shoals, Alabama, number 1, Mark Sears. The assistant coaches are Preston Murphy, Ryan Canone, and Brian Adams. And Alabama's head coach is Nate Oates. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Alabama basketball.
Nate Oates, once again, is the head coach. 21 Associated Press top 25 wins during his tenure, 3rd all-time in the program's history, behind Mark Gottfried with 22, Wimp Sanderson, not surprisingly, the all-time leader with 25. But trying to do something that hasn't been done in a while, Brian, and that's give the Tide 11 wins during the non-conference. for the first time since that 2011-2012 season. And again, this being one of the toughest, if not the overall toughest, non-conference schedule in school history. That would be quite an accomplishment.
Yeah, you go back to the last time it happened where Alabama had more than 10 wins in the non-conference. The strength of schedule was nowhere near what we've seen in recent years under Nate Oates, and I think this will end up being the nation's toughest schedule because the SEC is the toughest it's ever been and one of the toughest leagues in the history of college basketball. Amazing what's going on right now in Southeastern Conference basketball. 10 teams are ranked in the top 25, and 14 SEC schools are in the top 50 of the net. That's never happened. Alabama will be challenged, to say the least, in conference play, but they'll have a tough challenge here this afternoon in their last non-conference game against one of the better teams in the Summit. A game Alabama should win, but a dangerous team in the Jackrabbits. Alabama needs to play well going into conference play on Saturday.
Byron Jarrett, Jason Baker, and our lead official, KB Burdett, working today's game between the Tide and the Jackrabbits. They're wearing the road blue uniforms with gold lettering. Crimson Tide wearing the home white unis with crimson lettering. It will be Clifford Amore who will jump for the Crimson Tide, and Oscar Clough, the 6'11" big man, who will handle that responsibility for the Jacks. KB steps to center court, puts the ball in the air, and it's tapped into the backcourt where it's run down by the Rabbits, and they will have it first. Possession to our right for South Dakota State. Clough with it, top of the circle, lets a man cut through, hands it off to Gary, who slipped going to the wing, but Marcus Hainstick kept it alive with the dribble on the deck, but then made a pass into the low post that went out of bounds, and possession will belong to the Crimson Tide.
Cliff Amore had maybe his best defensive game against Ryan Kalkbrenner a few weeks ago here against the Creighton Blue Jays, and he did his damage defensively off the ball, making it difficult to catch it in the low post.
Phylon, catch and shoot, right of the circle three, no good. Rebound inside. Stevenson had his layup attempt blocked from behind by Clough, and here comes Seiler the other way for SDSU. Seiler driving into the paint, off one leg, misses the floater, and the rebound run down by Amore, who gives it off to Sears, and Mark will bring it front court. Sears going left, going down the lane, whips the pass out to Phylon. LeBaron dribbles it off his foot, but it goes right to Amore. Amore on the block, kicks it out. Nelson spots up, three, Alabama with the bank first three from Grant Nelson, gets on the board first.
The old dribble off your foot play, not exactly how you draw it up, but Alabama will take the result. Nice pass from Cliff Amore to Grant Nelson, who catches it in rhythm and knocks it down.
Larson throws it low post to Clough, backing in on Cliff. Clough against Cliff, into the paint, spinning right, spinning left, shooting and missing, and the rebound claimed by Nelson. Flips it ahead to Sears. Mark on the right wing, crosses over, goes baseline, fires a pass into the corner. Phylon spots up, three, in and out, no good. Rebound fought for. Amore had it. Stevenson saves it for the Tide. Around to Sears. Got a drive to the left, impeded by Gary, who's going to be called for the blocking foul. And that will be his first, team first, on South Dakota State.
Alabama with a couple of offensive rebounds here in the early going. This is a Jackrabbits team that does a good job on the glass, especially the defensive glass.
Phylon working it to Sears, top of the arc. Thought about a three, instead works off the screen. Now says why not. Couldn't get it to go, and the rebound is cleared by Larson. Here come the Rabbits running the other way. Near side to Moores. Moores stops at the elbow. Back to Larson on the right wing with Nelson defending him. Thought about it twice. Instead will drive underneath. Flips a pass onto the wing. They work it top of the arc. Seiler. A no-look bounce pass to Clough, who stops, spins, lost it out of bounds, but touched last by Amore, and Bama good interior defense against the South Dakota State big.
Again, good position defense by Cliff Amore, moving his feet, forcing a difficult shot. Needs to do a good job of defending without fouling. Nice job on that possession.
Inbounded to Clough. He'll dribble it off to the wing. Picks it up, lets a cutter go by, then gives it off to Larson. Shot clock down to one. Banking it, no good. Rebound controlled by Alabama after the desperation miss from Larson. Here comes the Tide, getting it to the top of the arc, and Amore hands it back to Phylon. LeBaron the kick into the corner. Nelson, three, bottom. He likes playing against the Dakota teams, doesn't he?
Nice job by LeBaron Philon. Had a ball screen, got the ball inside. The defense converged. Grant Nelson once again steps into a three, this time from the corner.
And then the Bama defense forces the turnover. The entry pass from Moores trying to get it down low to Clough. Went right through the wickets, didn't touch anybody. And that one will give it back to the Crimson Tide with 17-10 and ticking. Time left first half. A couple of Grant Nelson bank first three-pointers have given the Tide the early advantage. Nelson, who had the career high against North Dakota, gives it back out, or a season high, I should say, against North Dakota a couple of games ago. Will now back his way into the post. Goes in with a sweeping hook. George Mikan gets it done again. Like dropped it in to give Bama the 8-0 advantage, but the Tide fails to get back, and Clough gets a nice feed from Larson to lay it in for two.
Yeah, it looked like a miscommunication. Cliff Amore got back in time, but didn't find the big man Clough with the easy lay-in.
Driving underneath the basket, Philon, nice hesitation in the air, able to lay it in off the glass. Wanted an and one opportunity, didn't get the whistle, and the Tide leads it 10-2. They throw it low post to Clough, misses the quick layup attempt, but rebounded his own miss, brings it out to the near side to Larson. Larson fires it back up top to Moores. Moores trying to shake free, flips it over to Gary. Gary back to Moores with 7 on the shot clock. Bounce over to Gary, who puts up the floater in the paint, wide left on the miss, and a tough break there for the Tide is Grant Nelson with good hustle. Couldn't get to it. It's out of bounds. It'll belong to South Dakota State when we come back to Tuscaloosa. 15:57 remains in the first half. We've got a 10-2 score. Good guys on top here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Barkley makes it easy.
Get ready to rev up your engines and feel the excitement at Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac. We've got the perfect ride to match your style and adventure. Visit us at our showroom at Skyland Boulevard and let our friendly team help you find the vehicle of your dreams. Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac, where hometown pride and unbeatable deals collide. Drive with passion with Barkley. Visit us today or check us out online at barkleygmc.com.
Barkley makes it easy.
Domino's delivers game day across Tuscaloosa and the surrounding area. Locally owned in Tuscaloosa for 30-plus years, the team at Domino's is proud to be a supporter of Alabama basketball and athletics across the capstone. Domino's would like to thank our customers for supporting our local business for over 30 years. Make Domino's your choice on game days year-round. Domino's is proud to deliver your Alabama Crimson Tide game days anytime. Just visit RollDomino's.com. Thanks for your business and Roll Tide.
As Chris said, the good guys are up by 8, 10-2. Bama over South Dakota State, 15:57 to go in the first half. Keep up with everything Alabama with the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app presented by Cadence Bank. Download it now for free at the App Store and Google Play. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Bryan Passink. We are courtside at Coleman. BP, what are you seeing so far other than the obvious? Grant Nelson doesn't like playing against, or likes to play against these guys.
Yeah, Alabama doing a good job on both ends of the floor. Right now, Bama's made 3 out of their last 3. Grant Nelson 2 for 2 from beyond the arc, and also defensively, Alabama holding the Jackrabbits to just 1 for 7 field goal shooting. And the big matchup to watch on that end of the floor is Oscar Clough, the big man for the Jackrabbits, 6'11", 260 pounds, one of the best players, if not the best player in the Summit League against Cliff Amore and company. So far, Cliff doing a nice job of keeping the big man away from the basket, forcing some difficult shots other than losing him on one possession. Alabama defensively as a team, and Cliff Amore specifically, doing a nice job with their interior defense. Important in this game to guard Clough, but also the three-point shooters that surround him on the perimeter.
Had a review during the timeout brought to us by Bromberg's, Alabama's oldest and most trusted jeweler. It was to see if Bama ever fully got possession. Did not. So the shot clock stays under 5. They set up an inbounds play and missed the layup by Moores as the shot clock was winding down. So Bama dodges a bullet there, comes the other way with Aiden Holloway in the game, launches a 3, top of the arc, no good, and the rebound claimed by Clough for South Dakota State. Still a 10-2 Bama advantage as the Jackrabbits work in the front court to our right. Bounce pass to Clough left side, trying to measure his way down against the freshman Aiden Sherrill, who's checked in. Tried to go with an up and under move. Great defense by Sherrill on him. They kick it out to Moore, spots up for a three and knocks it down.
That's what South Dakota State does. They surround Clough with three-point shooters. Alabama's got to do a good job of contesting threes.
Sears tries one short on the attempt. Rebound, though, run down by Holloway. Back to Mark. Deep three, right wing bottom. Gave the best in the country a second opportunity, and Mark Sears buries the bank first three-pointer, and the Tide leads at 13-5.
Another offensive rebound for Alabama, and Mark takes advantage.
Clough facing the basket from 12 feet out near wing, gives it off to Gary beyond the arc. Gary on the drive left side against Youngblood. Pass deflected by Nelson, but he gets batted back into the hands of Moores. Now at the elbow with it is Clough. He'll try an 18-foot jumper and got it to go. That's the difficulty of that young man. He's got great range in addition to being strong around the rim.
Yeah, you don't mind that shot. It was defended and a long two. Aiden Sherrill in good defensive position.
Far wing, free ball, good. Aiden Holloway, Bama's knocked down 4. Bank first threes here in the opening half, leading at 16-7 with 14-14 and moving. Time left first half.
Alabama getting great looks from the three-point line, 4 for 9 from deep, and Bama's made 5 out of its last 7 on the offensive end.
Spinning in the post, going with the left hand is Clough, and he gets another one to go. Don't need to see him begin to heat up. He's got 6 points of their 9 already for South Dakota State. Sears, another deep three, right wing. That one rolls off, and the rebound's controlled by Clough, and the Rabbits will run the other way. Weaving through traffic, Larson gets underneath the basket too far, missed the left-handed layup, and Bama runs the other way. Holloway between the legs, leaves it for the trailer Sears, who tried to fire it to Youngblood, but it was stolen away by a trailer in Owen Larson. He gives it off left side to Moores, and now the Rabbits will settle down just a little bit. Gary with it, top of the arc, driving inside the circle, gives it out to Seiler near wing. Seiler driving through the lane, plays through contact, giving it off to Moores. Shot clock under 10 now as Moores will give it to Seiler left wing. 5 to shoot as he drives into the bucket, throws a pass away. Solo by Youngblood of Alabama. Doesn't have numbers, doesn't care. Drives in, got a shot attempt swatted by the elbow, I believe, of Matthew Moores. It goes out of bounds, and possession will stay with the Crimson Tide.
Nice job defensively by Alabama. Gets the stop in the 1-on-3. Chris Youngblood gets his shot blocked out of bounds, but Alabama will get it back.
Sears, Nelson, and Sherrill will get a breather for the Crimson Tide as Mo Diabate checks in for the first time. Tide works to the Youngblood, top of the arc, 3 ball, halfway down, pops out. Rebounded, though, by Holloway. Shot wouldn't go, neither would the putback attempt from Amori, and here come the Rabbits the other direction. In the front court, near wing is Gary. Dumps it off on the low block to William Wharton, who's checked in. Now it's Gary, a bounce pass to Wharton that's deflected, but he winds up with it anyway in the low post. Wharton trying to back his way into the paint. Steps through, gives it off far side. Seiler a 3, catch and shoot, buries it. And the Jackrabbits have made it a 16-12 contest. Here's Mo Diabate the other way for Bama with 12:27 to go in the half. In the left corner, it's Holloway with it. Holloway working into the corner. Youngblood, his three short, and the rebound controlled by Seiler for SDSU.
Alabama 0 for their last 5, and the Jackrabbits heating up 4 of their last 5.
Short on that attempt, though, from dead on by Seiler. Couldn't tell who contested it. May have been Diabate. Now Philon running the other way for Alabama. Takes it to the left wing, gives it off Holloway. A deep 3 off the mark. Long rebound tipped out and run down by Gary. Gary, a long bounce pass far side. Catch and shoot 3 in the corner. Pops out, no good for Seiler. Rebounded and put it back up and in was Wharton. For South Dakota State, they've cut it to 2. It's a 16-14 Alabama advantage. Tide works it around to Holloway. Left wing, spot up 3, gets it to go.
Those are the shots that Alabama can consistently get against the Jackrabbits, but they missed 6 straight before that, and they've all been deep.
And then a steal by Diabate, drives in, throws it home. Picked the pocket of Stoney Hadnot. And it was the ball that he had not any longer, taken away by Diabate, who slammed it in to give Bama a 21-14 lead, 11:06 to go in this first half. Seiler in the corner to Gary, into the low post. They go to Wharton. They work it around to Hadnot. He'll drive into the post, trying to back his way down. His shot attempt partially blocked and now claimed by Alabama's Clifford Amore. The outlet pass going to Philon. LeBaron crosses over, gets into the paint. Tough cleaner off the glass, got it to go.
Nice job by LeBaron Philon. He's gotten the ball inside on a couple of occasions. This time able to finish. Alabama getting great looks when they want to. They don't have to settle for deep threes.
7-0 run in the last minute for Alabama. Takes a 2-point lead back up to 9. Now Lindsey trying to cut into it for 3, and he does. Isaac Lindsey from the near wing, able to get one to go and make it a 23-17 contest. Bama leading by 6 with 10:17 to go in the first half. We're due a media timeout on our next dead ball situation. Holloway left alone, tries another 3, misses again. Rebounding for Alabama was Diabate. Out to Holloway, works it around to Youngblood, drives, dishes. Holloway spots up, 3-ball bottom.
Get those all day long. Second chance opportunity. Chris Youngblood sets up his teammate, Aiden Holloway, in rhythm, knocks it down.
Holloway now with 9. Another bank first 3 for Alabama. That's their 6th on 16 tries. Larson misses in the paint on the other end. Diabate another board. The outlet pass to Philon. Working top of the key, behind the back with a dribble. Gives it off. Holloway thought about it. Gives it up. Around the horn, Youngblood. Left alone. 3, bottom.
Good ball movement once again. The extra pass. LeBaron Philon finds Chris Youngblood, who knocks down his first 3.
Bama now 7 of 17 from beyond the arc. Here's Seiler with it. Giving it back near side, gets a return feed, works to the top of the circle, then gives it off left wing. 3 is up, no good. Another board for Diabate, another outlet pass going to Philon, taking it downhill to the rim, lays it up and in, counted, and he is fouled. And one opportunity upcoming when we return to Coleman Coliseum. 9:10 remains in the first half. The Tide rolling to a 31-17 lead over South Dakota State here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Preserving, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood offers top-notch pressure-treated wood for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. When it comes to quality, we're on the winning team. Visit your local Everwood dealer today and discover the difference for yourself. Everwood Preserving Incorporated, the official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-150 Highlight Show. To stay on top, you got to keep raising your game, just like the 2024 Ford F-150, the smartest, most connected F-150 ever. Ford offers impressive technology to help you get the job done in the smartest way possible. For the latest offers on a Ford F-150, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsors of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Bama's up by 14, 31-17 over South Dakota State, 9:10 to go in the first half. Making Evan Williams Bourbon part of your game day traditions is a slam dunk. Visit evanwilliams.com to find a bottle near you. Visit Evan Williams, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky. Think wisely, drink wisely, and roll Tide. BP, Bama's not only getting the shots they want, they're making the shots they want.
Yeah, they're getting great looks, and 7 for 17 from the three-point line, 41% is a great number. And that number is more like 70, 80% when they've gotten the looks they wanted. They've taken some deep contested threes that they haven't needed to, because when Alabama has moved the ball, gotten their offense off of their defense, they've gotten wide open looks, step-in threes in rhythm, and don't have to settle for those deep threes early in the shot clock. Alabama wants to play fast, but they have the ability with so much talent on the floor to move the ball when they do, get open looks, and starting to capitalize off of it. Alabama on a 15-3 run in the last 2.5 minutes, doing the job on both ends of the floor. Great to see LeBaron Philon get stops and pushing it in transition. Nobody stops the ball, able to get to the rim and finish. A chance for a three-point play, but defensively right now, Bama's doing a good job. Got to continue to do a good job against the three-point shooters of South Dakota State. They're starting to heat up from deep.
Bryan, one of the reasons Mo Diabate is such an important player, unselfish. You don't have to work anything offensively to get him a shot. He's made his only bucket attempt so far, but in just 4 minutes of play, 3 boards, 2 points, a steal, and a +7 when he's on the floor right now for the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, he does so many things that help you win that don't necessarily show up in the stat sheet, although those stats you just mentioned, we'll take them.
Yep.
He does. He just plays with such toughness and has that blue-collar mentality that NATO's loves.
LeBaron Philon with the and one. He's got 7. He'll check out with Grant Nelson coming in to replace him. He'll draw the defensive assignment on Clough as the Jackrabbits work it to the elbow. Now top of the arc with Larson. Larson driving off of the screen, pulls up, left elbow jumper, no good. Rebound attempt tipped by Clough. Ball, though, knocked out of bounds by the South Dakota State big man, and the Tide will have possession. Clough is from Australia, 6'11", 260. Tide trying to minimize what he does as he comes in averaging a double-double. Holloway giving it off to Nelson on the far wing, just inside the arc, gives it now to Sears. Back to Nelson, left alone. He'll try a 3 bottom.
Well, Clough has to guard Grant Nelson with this lineup. You call it, I guess, a smaller lineup without a true center on the floor, but you do go 6'11" across the board for Bama.
Scramble on the deck. Guess who got it? It's Mo Diabate taking it away for Bama. Diabate, top of the arc, crosses over, goes downhill, stops, spins, flips it back out to Sears. Sears, top of the circle, crosses over, dishes over Holloway, steps into another 3. That one rolls off. Diabate, another rebound, out to Sears, spots up for 3, and this is a lot of fun. Bama now 9 of 19 from 3-point range, brought to you by Bank First, and the Tide is indeed cashing in, up 20 with 7:53 to go first half.
And Alabama with their 7th offensive rebound of the first half.
And traveling violation on Larson as Jaron Stevenson does a great job defensively, making life miserable for him. 7:48 remains in the first half. Another media timeout. Bama leading South Dakota State here in the opening half from T-Town, 37-17 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey Bama fans, this is Roger Hoover. Each Thursday at 2 p.m. Central, join us live for Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR. This live streaming talk show features the latest on Alabama athletics, with exclusive conversations with Tide student athletes, coaches, and media members giving their perspective on the Crimson Tide. You can watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X, with all conversations archived as well on the Alabama Insider podcast. Roll Tide with Crimson Drive, driven by NASCAR.
Convenience is the name of the game at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University. Located on Veterans Memorial Parkway, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University offers just the right amenities for a relaxing getaway or a productive business trip. The University of Alabama, Bryant-Denny Stadium, Coleman Coliseum, and the Bryan Conference Center are within 2 miles, making any visit to the Capstone convenient. Whatever you're visiting Tuscaloosa for, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University is the perfect hotel destination and a proud preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide.
The lead is increased to 20. Bama 37, South Dakota State 17. 7:48 to go in the first half. Here's an important reminder to all Bama fans. Stay up to date with all recommended vaccinations. Flu season is here, so don't wait. Vaccinate. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM to learn more. We had a timeout just a moment ago, BP, but you were talking about, and we saw it again, Bama offensively is getting threes in rhythm. You're a shooter. Talk about that a little bit. Explain to us.
Your percentages are going to go up dramatically when you're stepping into shots and you're in rhythm as opposed to step back or contested threes. And Alabama, they're getting the looks they want from the three-point line. And when you have the offensive firepower that Alabama does, an extra pass or two really benefits you. And Alabama has played unselfishly. They've made the extra pass on several occasions, and the results have been outstanding right now. Alabama shooting 8 for 9 from the three-point line, 42%. Still just under 8 minutes to play in the first half, and Alabama rolling on the offensive end, a 14-0 run over the last 2 minutes and 15 seconds. And defensively, getting stops against a talented Jackrabbits team. Oscar Clough, just 3 for 7 from the field. He's got 6 points. He's the focal point of the Alabama defense, but it's far from a one-man show for the Jackrabbits. They surround Clough with three-point shooters, and Alabama doing a much better job the last few minutes of this game guarding South Dakota State.
Sears, Holloway in the back court, Nelson, Diabate, and Stevenson in the front court for the Tide. Stevenson takes it top of the key, feeds it off in the corner. Holloway 3, and he's red, smoking hot. Holloway with a dozen, and Alabama leads it 40-17.
Alabama's so good coming out of timeouts. Well executed play, and Aiden Holloway all by himself in the corner knocks down another rhythm 3.
Rabbits get it to Larson, near side. His 3 is up and good. Rabbits can shoot it. Bama, though, leads them by 20. Holloway in the corner, left alone again, shoots again. That one was halfway down and popped out. Rebounding foul's going to be whistled on the Crimson Tide. I think they're going to get Jaron for his first. Stevenson guilty of the personal. Again, his first. That is going to be team foul number 1 on Alabama. Only 2 have been whistled on South Dakota State so far.
Alabama continues to get great looks. Aiden Holloway shocked that 3 did not go down. It was open in rhythm, just goes in and out, but Alabama playing well on the offensive end.
Gary, top of the arc, catch and shoot on the 3, and Nate Oates was something to on his players about as they allow the shooters to get open on back-to-back trips. Now here's Nelson driving. Swing goes to the rack and throws it home.
Well, he's got a quickness advantage over Clough, went right by him and threw it down.
He's a heck of a shooter, but he can absolutely rip down the rim. Now Clough thought about a 3, instead will give it off to Seiler. Seiler on the drive, circles away from Nelson. Seiler now getting it into the paint, shows the ball right, spins, lays it up, missed it. Ball tipped though into the hands of Clough. Driving in, Moore's blocked from behind by Stevenson, and Bama will run the other way. Here's Sears in transition, kicks in the corner to Holloway, spins away from a defender. Teardrop is good.
What a play by Aiden Holloway. It started defensively. Grant Nelson, Jaron Stevenson on the defensive end. That started the Alabama fast break.
Moore's on the drive, almost walked, then gets tied up. Aiden Holloway getting it done on both ends of the floor. The possession arrow favors Alabama, and the Tide will have it with 5:52 remaining here in the first half of play. Let's see who's going to check out. It'll be Nelson, as Aiden Sherrill comes in to replace him.
Another great defensive play by Alabama. Got the jump ball, but I thought it was a travel before that. Really a fortunate break for the Jackrabbits, but Alabama right now on a 21-6 run in the last 4:10.
Holloway with the basketball, but they're going to call a moving screen on the Crimson Tide. They're going to call that one on Mo Diabate. Second team foul on the Tide. That evens things up in the foul column as Diabate will check out. And coming in to replace him will be LeBaron Philon, the Mobile native for the Crimson Tide. 5:40 and time left first half. Bama up by 21, 44-23. Had not, thought about a 3, instead drives. Kicks it back out to Gary. He'll go right side of the lane, throws it up with a left hand, wouldn't go, and the rebound controlled by Sherrill. To Sears now in the front court. Sears calling for a screen, gets one, left alone, right of the circle, 3 ball, halfway down to no. Rebound tipped, out of bounds, touched last by the Rabbits.
That's another great look by Alabama. Mark Sears wide open at the top of the key, not able to convert, but a second chance opportunity as Aiden Sherrill and company fighting for the offensive board.
Checking out will be Clough, a rare breather for him. Damon Wilkinson comes in to replace him for the Jackrabbits. He's from DeSmet, South Dakota, and a 3 on the right wing, up and good by Aiden Sherrill. Sherrill knocking down the bank first 3 as everybody's getting in on the act now for the Crimson Tide. Larson trying to drive on the other end for the Rabbits. Gets into the paint, fires a pass to Gary near side. Pump fake on the 3. Good ball movement by SDSU, but they miss a 3. And the rebound's controlled by Sherrill and Bama. Here's Sears going downhill. Plays through contact, no whistle. And here come the Jackrabbits the other way. Stopping on the wing, Terry's three is no good. Rebounded Hadnot for SDSU. Now to Seiler. Seiler picks it up, goes back to Hadnot. Into the low post, they'll feed it to Wilkinson. He'll back his way down to get Stevenson. Spins up and under, goes with the left hand, and a nice move to get the bucket from Damon Wilkinson.
Nice move by Wilkinson. Alabama did the right thing, didn't come off of the shooters on the perimeter, but Wilkinson with a nice move with the left hand.
46-25, Alabama, a commanding lead. Here comes Holloway, another three. This one misses, and the rebound's controlled by the Rabbits, and they'll run the other way. Larson feeding it into the left corner, now into the low post to Wilkinson. Backing his way down on Sherrill. Spins left, goes up and under, fires it up with the right hand, and got the friendly roll.
Pretty well defended. Another tough move by Wilkinson on the post.
Far side, it's Sears. Mark hesitates, now goes downhill, kicks it over to Stevenson. Side three, another one. We should have gotten at least 1.5 for because it was halfway down and popped out. Now Seiler on the drive, high off the window, no, and the rebound controlled by Philon. He'll bring it ahead, 3-on-4, stops, pops, and drops. The bank first three-pointer, and Bama leads it by 22.
South Dakota State did a great job of getting back on defense, but didn't get out to LeBaron Philon. He originally wanted to drive, but able to step up and knock down the three.
And then Philon gets the steal, goes one against two, and lays it in for another bucket. LeBaron Philon with a dozen, including 5 on the last 2 trips, and Bama leads it 51-27.
Not many better in college basketball than LeBaron Philon in transition, through contact, knocks down the floater.
Wilkinson with it, handing it off literally to Seiler. Seiler trying to drive inside the arc, and a little contact by Philon. His foot got tangled up with the guard from South Dakota State, and it brings us to another media timeout, our final one of the first half. 2:45 remains here in the first half of play from Coleman Coliseum. It's Bama 51, South Dakota State 27 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Ho, ho, ho! Bob Baumhauer here. Need a stocking stuffer for this Christmas? We've got you covered at Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Surprise everyone in the house this year as they empty their Christmas stockings to find our popular gift cards. Now, through December 24th, you'll receive a $5 bonus card with every $25 gift card purchase. So put a Christmas smile on everyone's face with these great stocking stuffers. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food. Merry Christmas!
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Alabama Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
2:45 to go in the first half. The Wabbits, not particularly Wesley, trailing Alabama 51-27. Thought you'd like that.
You nailed it.
Also showing your age again. There you go. Hey, stay with us at the half for the Toyota halftime report with first half stats, scores from around the conference, and a quick chat with Coach Nate Oates, presented by Cook's Pest Control. BP, you're going to have that chat with Coach. What do you think he's going to say?
Well, I think he's going to be pretty happy if Alabama closes this half out in the last 2:45 the way that they've played so far. Alabama with 51 points with the under 4 media timeout. You can't complain too much about that. Alabama getting it done on both ends of the floor, shooting the three well, but getting high-quality looks. And Bama right now led by Aiden Holloway. He's got 14 points on 5 for 11 shooting, 4 for 10 from the three-point line. LeBaron Philon playing well. He's got 12 points, 4 assists, doing the job defensively. And it was Grant Nelson getting it started in this one, knocking down a couple of bank first threes. He's got 12 points, but defensively, Alabama doing a nice job holding the Jackrabbits to 34% from the field. Bama went into the Christmas break with its best defensive performance of the year against Kent State, holding them to 28% from the field. And this is an Alabama team that wants to get better on the defensive end, much better than a year ago, but still feels like they could be better on that end of the floor. Had a great defensive performance against Kent State, and they're doing it so far here against the Jackrabbits. But as we've talked about throughout the pregame show in the first half, this is a dangerous offensive team in South Dakota State. They've got Clough on the inside, one of the best mid-major post players in the country. They surround him with three-point shooting. Alabama can't let up on that end of the floor.
Seiler to inbound it from the baseline, just to the right of the basket for South Dakota State. 20 to shoot, 2:45 to go in the half, and Bama a comfortable 51-27 lead. Inbounds pass goes to Clough, who feeds it top of the arc to Gary. Gary pivots, looks, drives to his right, stops, throws it down low to Clough. Backing in on Cliff. Clough backing in the paint. Stops, spins, shoots with the right hand, no. Ball tipped twice, Clough got it back. Kicked it out to Seiler. Seiler can't shake free from Diabate and fires a pass over to Gary. Gary trying to get away from Youngblood. Picks it up, needs help, feeds it left of the circle to Hadnot. Hadnot, low post to Clough. 5 on the shot clock. Clough at 4, at 3, at 2, at 1. Lindsey will fire it at the buzzer and got it to go. Bama defended well for about 29.5 seconds there.
No, I would say all 30 seconds.
Yep.
That was a desperation three, well defended by Mark Sears. Just a better shot on the offensive end.
Sears working between the circles for Bama with a tied up 21. Sears giving it off, now into the corner, Youngblood. Youngblood dishing back to Philon. LeBaron on the drive, gives it off to Youngblood, catch and shoot 3, that's short. Rebound tipped high in the air. Diabate gets another board. Finds Sears all alone for a 3, and you know what's going to happen there.
And that is what Mo Diabate does. It looked like the Jackrabbits were going to get a defensive rebound. Mo Diabate tips it to himself, and a beautiful pass out to Mark Sears, who knocks down another Bama 3, the team's 11th.
Shot attempt knocked away down low, and the rebound run down by Clough, and we've got a stoppage in play. Jason Baker, the official, stop play. I'm not exactly sure what that was for.
Saying a change of possession, maybe a shot clock situation. He motioned 2-5 to the scorer's table, and there's now 25 seconds on the shot clock, so I think that's what it was.
All right, so Seiler after the inbounds gets it back to Clough. Back at his way down against Amori. Spins right, walked. They're going to they're going to call a foul and an and one. That should have been a travel, but KB Burdett says the reason for the walk was the contact from Clifford Amori. That's a tough call right there. Oh, man, he didn't touch him. He's giving ground the entire way, and his own feet just got tangled up. That's a tough one there with 1:11 to go in the half.
That's a great defensive play by Cliff Amori. He won't be credited for it. Unfortunately, a three-point play coming up. Is Clough able to convert, but nice defense in the low post by Cliff Amori.
So Clough now with 9, and Alabama with a minute to go in the half leads it by 21. Philon kicks it over to Youngblood far wing, gives it over to Sears near side, crosses over, gives it off Philon, right wing, spots the 3 ball short again, and the rebound is controlled by the Rabbits. Alabama 21 of 41 from the field, 11 of 28 from bank first three-point range. Far corner, 3 for the Rabbits, misses the mark, and the rebound's controlled by Amori. Hands it off to Sears, and Mark will run the other way. Sears trying to go left, cut off, goes right. Works it back beyond the arc with the dribble still alive. Stays beyond the arc, shoots a 3, and knocks down another one. He almost felt for Isaac Lindsey right there. He's like, I don't know what more I can do. All-American player in Mark Sears, and he and Lindsey are talking a little bit. Nothing bad at all. I think just Lindsey showing appreciation for what Sears can do as we've got 7 to go in the half. Rabbits trying to hold it for the last shot. Seiler with 3, with 2. They get her on the far side. A desperation 3 is an air ball, and we'll go to the half with Bama leading it 57-33 at intermission. Heck of a half for Alabama as the Tide leads it 57-33. Bryan Passink with Coach Nate Oates.
Impressive performance in the first 20 minutes, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, we made some shots. We got some more boards. I thought, Holloway
Sears, Grant certainly helped hitting those first 3 threes, but we got to do a much better job not letting them get the threes up that they got up on the defensive end.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Bryan, and thank you to Cook's Pest Control. They bring us Coach Nate Oates at the half. Again, give pests the full court press and call Cook's today to protect your home and business from pests and termites. Bama 57, South Dakota State 33 when we come back on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big roll tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day. Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Ever wondered what a 30-foot tall pistachio looks like? A giant redwood or Big Sur? Chevron with Techron will be there to help you see them and tons of other places you have to see to believe. Because with unbeatable mileage and a clean engine, cars feel great. So next time you want to fill up on a little adventure, an awkward family photo, or a new commute to work, make sure to fill up at Chevron's along the way. Your car and your memories will thank you. Chevron with Techron, fueled by possibility.
A gift this good takes a while to unwrap. Get your best gift ever during the Toyota-thon sales event before it's too late. Lease a new 2025 Toyota RAV4 LE Hybrid for $369 a month for 36 months. Offer valid through January 6, 2025. Well-qualified lessees with approved credit through Southeast Toyota Finance. 3668 due at signing. No security deposit with select equipment. $350 disposition fee. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places.
Crimson Tide Basketball is brought to you by Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Barkley Buick GMC, where Barkley makes it easy. Auto Owners Insurance. Visit rolltide.com/auto owners to partner with an independent Alabama agent. Cook's Pest Control. Cook's, the South's most trusted name in pest control and proud sponsor of Alabama basketball. And by the Soup Store, the best place in town to get all your Alabama gear. Welcome to the Toyota Halftime Report. Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places.
Glad to have you with us here in Tuscaloosa. We're at the half. Bama leads South Dakota State 57-33. The Crimson Tide getting a dozen points each from Grant Nelson, LeBaron Philon, and Mark Sears, but it was Aiden Holloway's 14 that led the way for the Crimson Tide. Bama would also get 3 from Chris Youngblood. Aiden Sherrill and Mohamed Diabate had 2 each. It was said that Sherrill had a bank first 3, but he had a toe on the line, so it was ruled a 2. So that rounds out the scoring for the Crimson Tide as Jaron Stevenson and Clifford Amore both played and combined for 6 rebounds, but did not score in the first half of action. For South Dakota State, Matthew Moores had 3. They got 9 from Clough to go with his 7 rebounds. 3 points each from Larson, Seiler, and Gary. 2 from Wharton. 6 from Isaac Lindsey. 4 from Damon Wilkinson, while Hadnot and Jackson both played but did not score. Again, 57-33 is your score at intermission during your Toyota halftime report. we remind you to visit your local Toyota dealer or explore Toyota.com today and take advantage of the amazing deals on a full line of vehicles. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places. Bama leading by 24 at the break over South Dakota State, right here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Each Monday night, join us for Hey Coach, presented by Alpha Insurance. Live at 6 p.m. Central from Baumhauer's Victory Grill in Tuscaloosa. We'll talk Alabama athletics with Tide coaches and players, plus take your calls. Hey Coach is available to listen to across our radio network, the Varsity Network app, as well as a video stream on all CTSN social media platforms at UA_CTSN. Hey Coach, Mondays at 6 p.m. on the Crimson Tide Sports Network.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tired of being just another patient at your chain pharmacy? Make the switch to Payless Drugs. With 5 convenient locations in Bessemer, Birmingham, Fairfield, Morris, and Springfield, our knowledgeable team can provide personalized medication reviews and supplement recommendations, deliver medications to your door, and more. Visit mypaylessdrugs.com to transfer today. We're just what the doctor ordered.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Alabama. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
This is Tom Stipe with the Alabama Power scoreboard updates. Halftime score from Coleman. Bama leading South Dakota State 57-33. Finals in the SEC so far this afternoon in Austin, Texas over Northwestern State 77-53. And in Gainesville, Florida by 40 over Stetson 85-45. Second half score in Norman, Oklahoma's up on Prairie View 69-58. In Athens, Georgia trails South Carolina State still 55-54. We'll take a look at team stats next. This is Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek, Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek, Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hello, Tide fans. This is Chris Stewart for Conecuh Sausage. Conecuh's an Alabama fan favorite we all know and love. It's made from the finest cuts of pork, their patented blend of seasonings, and smoked over a pure hickory fire for that true hickory smoked southern flavor. Conecuh Sausage is always great on the grill and perfect for tailgating. Pick up a pack and enjoy your family's favorite recipes at any meal of the day. Conecuh Sausage, a game day tradition, and the official smoked sausage of the Crimson Tide.
I'm Cole Adams. And I'm Jeremy Bernard. We are all excited to enjoy the energy of Bryan Stadium this fall, but viruses that cause respiratory diseases are still prevalent in our communities.
Vaccination against these viruses is very important for everyone, and especially for those who are at a higher risk of developing serious complications, including older Americans and those with certain medical conditions.
For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM today.
Stay safe and roll Tide.
I'm Coach Nate Oates, and this is the Ford F-Series Highlight Show. Talk about an outstanding lineup. Ford F-150 and Ford Super Duty deliver impressive power and game-changing capability. That's why I'm a fan of Ford F-Series, America's best-selling truck for 47 consecutive years. For the latest offers on a Ford truck, go to buyfordnow.com or visit your local Ford dealer. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. Roll Tide.
Based on 1977 to 2023 CY industry reported total sales.
Sears, top of the circle, crosses over, dishes over Holloway, steps into another three, that one rolls off. Diabate, another rebound, out to Sears, spots up the three, and this is a lot of fun. Bama now 9 of 19 from three-point range. Driving in, Morris, one from high by Stevenson, and Bama will run the other way. Here's Sears in transition, kicks in the corner to Holloway, spins away from a defender, teardrop is good.
Bama leads South Dakota State at the half, 57-33, and the sounds of the game are presented by Beatbox, the original party punch with 9 delicious flavors, non-carbonated and resealable. Be the MVP of your next game day tailgate with Beatbox. Halftime stats, shooting percentage, Bama 52% overall, 41 from bank first three land, 1 of 1 for the foul line for State, 34% overall, 43 outside the arc, also 1 of 1 from the stripe. Team rebounding, Bama leads at 25-21, turnovers, Bama 3, and State with 8. Again at the half, Bama leads South Dakota State 57-33. And that does it for the Toyota halftime report. Second half's coming right up. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer last year and had chemo and radiation at DCH's Lewis and Faye Madison Cancer Center. I'm thankful for the support of my nurse Kate, my breast navigator Katrina, my doctors, and the whole staff. I have felt confident like I was the most important person there, before, during, and after. Tuscaloosa is blessed to have such an excellent team at the Madison Cancer Center.
Great things are happening at DCH.
Crimson Tide fans, this season don't lose out on your home comfort. Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics and has been delivering the highest standards in home comfort across Birmingham for over 60 years. If you're looking for a great team and elite service from a quality company that cares, you can't miss with Brown in Birmingham. Score big this year with Brown Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical. Visit brownheatingandcooling.com/specials to save on your next service. Roll Tide!
See the call as we make the call. Watch the Courtside Cam presented by NASCAR for each Alabama home basketball game. Streaming live on all CTSN social media platforms, you can get a front row seat to every big play and every reaction from the Alabama radio crew for men's and women's basketball. Watch on YouTube, Facebook, and X at UA_CTSN.
Wide open 9, left corner 3. Switch!
Red Diamond knows that prepping for the perfect holiday meal isn't always easy. From making sure there's an option for your cousin Steve from Chicago,
I require a plant-based diet,
to making sure your father-in-law's favorite is on the table.
Boiled Brussels sprouts? Gross!
The holidays can be hard. Thankfully, you've got fresh brewed Red Diamond iced tea. It's the perfect sip of pure perfection that always brings people together. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
This has been the Toyota Halftime Report, Visit your local Toyota dealers or explore Toyota.com today. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places.
Bama's up by a bunch, 57-33 over South Dakota State. What's to look for in the second half is brought to you by Citgo. The Crimson Tide runs harder on Tri-Clean gasoline from Citgo. BP, how about another 20 like that? Let's get out of here.
Well, if we have another 20 like that, we'll be talking about an all-time three-point record for Alabama. The Crimson Tide on track for a school record, which is currently at 23. They've made 12 in the first 20 minutes. I'm not sure that they'll get there because of the time, but they may have that opportunity if Alabama continues to play with the efficiency that they did in the first half of this one. And Alabama is doing it against a quality opponent in South Dakota State. This is one of the better teams out of the Summit Conference, but Alabama has been sharp on the offensive end. And we talked about it in the pregame show. Alabama, number 7 offense in America. I think they're better than that. And I think they could be better than that. They have in the first 20 minutes. You want to see that continued here after halftime. And Alabama, for the most part, did a pretty nice job defensively, holding the Jackrabbits to 34% defensively in the first 20 minutes. But South Dakota State did get loose from the three-point line. They made 6 out of 14, 43% from 3, and that is what they do. They go inside to Clough and surround him with three-point shooters. Alabama did a pretty nice job all in all on both ends of the floor in the first half, but got to continue to do it here in the second.
Crimson Tide will be on the defensive end of the floor to begin half number 2. South Dakota State working front court, 2 hour left. Gary on the drive, kicks it over onto the far wing. Pass intended for Seiler, went off his hands, but he runs it down. Seiler working from the left wing, gives it to Cliff, and his jumper, right, get it right in a minute. Clough over Cliff, able to get that one to go from about 10 feet, and it's 57-35. Here's Sears, the other end for Bama. Drive against Nelson, got fouled, and they'll call this one on either Seiler or on Kalen Gary. It's going to be Gary, and that'll be his first.
Cliff did a nice job on Clough in the first half.
They did indeed.
And going to have to here in the second. And Nate Oates and company showed some different looks against the All-Summit center.
Second foul whistled on Gary. First team foul this half. Here's Stevenson, catch and shoot 3, misses the mark for Alabama. It goes out of bounds, and possession will belong to South Dakota State. A lot of folks here on a Sunday afternoon, including one of those dang media guys from ESPN. I'm joking. It's Nick Saban and Miss Terry in their familiar spot on the baseline. Good to have Coach here watching today as the Tides leading it by 22 and trying to keep it that way, but Gary's three-pointer gets it below the 20-point mark, 57-38. Now the score, Alabama with the ball in the lead. Here's Sears near wing, steps to his right, shoots a 3, misses it, and the rebound's controlled on the far side by Gary. He throws it ahead to Moores. His dunk attempt may have been partially blocked, but he missed it, and here comes Nelson the other way. Grant leaves it for the trailer Amori, who stops at the elbow, kicks it over to Sears. Sears will drive and hand it off to Nelson, top of the arc. Grant will try to back his way down. Still with it on the near wing, spins to the baseline, goes to his left, he's double teamed, picks it up, needs help, fires a pass out to Philon. LeBaron goes down the lane, kicks it to the corner, Stevenson 3, rolls around, no good, and another rebound controlled by Clough of South Dakota State. Saylor to the left wing, Gary goes underneath, kicks it into the corner to Moores. Moores flips it out high to Seiler. Seiler to Clough, who will pivot and face the basket from 17. A couple of dribbles to his right, and a handoff goes to Larson. Larson spins, shoots, and scores, and it's a quick run for SDSU to start this second half.
Go back a couple of years ago, Alabama was number 11 in the country. South Dakota State came back from 20 down, took the lead. Ultimately, Alabama won the game, but this is a team that has come back in this exact situation against Alabama.
Here's Philon with it, kicks it over far side Sears. Mark will penetrate, gets underneath the basket, puts up a shot that wouldn't go, but he was fouled, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 shots.
Not a great start for Alabama on either end of the floor, although they've gotten some good looks first couple of possessions, and Mark Sears will go to the line where Alabama struggled in their last game against Kent State from the free throw line. Alabama was just one free throw attempt in the first half. Not typical of an Alabama team. They do a good job of getting to the free throw line over the course of the game. Mark Sears, a guy you want to see there, gets Alabama on the board here in the second half.
Sears hits both free throws after Bama had gone 0 for 3 from beyond the arc to start the half. But a couple of free throws from Sears gets the goose egg off the board in half number 2. Bama up by 19 again as inside goes Clough, spinning and able to get the hook shot to go over Amori and puts it back at a 17-point game again. Now Sears circling the baseline, gets cut off by Gary to Amori and now to Nelson. Grant changes direction, fires it to Stevenson. Far corner 3, no good. Rebound tipped into the hands of Sears. To the trailer now, Philon, who's coming back into play. Philon steps through in the lane. Tough shot, got it to go.
Well, he does such a good job making those floaters through contact. That was pretty well defended, but LeBaron Philon continues to play well.
Seiler with it, top of the arc with Nelson defending him. 61-42, Alabama leading. 16-44 left to go in the second half. Clough dribbling to his right, guarded by Nelson, kicks it out to Larson, top of the arc. Narson dribbles to the right wing, gives it inside to Clough, spins and shoots from 12 and got it to go.
South Dakota State getting an offensive rhythm, playing through Clough.
Blocking foul will be whistled on Moores. Stopping the clock with 16:23 to go in the first half. Jaron Stevenson, man who got fouled on that play, and Bama will have it underneath. Stevenson will exit, and Bama will go with a smaller look, getting Aiden Holloway back into the game. He had a dozen first half points to lead the Crimson Tide, or for the Crimson Tide, I should say. Inbounds to Nelson, now to Holloway far side, and a moving screen, I believe, is going to be whistled on Alabama's Clifford Amori.
Alabama was really good in the first half offensively, scoring 57 points, over 50% shooting from the field, 12 made threes, but also got the job done defensively against the Jackrabbits, holding them to 34% from the field. A great start for South Dakota State here in the first 3.5 minutes of the second half, already 5 for 6 from the field.
Larson threw a bounce pass that was deflected. Actually, it was not touched by anybody, and KB Burdett realized that. He just pointed the wrong direction. Immediately knew he'd made a mistake. Said, my fault. Pointed the right way. Bama's got the ball with 16:10 and ticking. Time left. Second half here at Coleman Coliseum. A 61-44 Alabama lead. Sears with the basketball. Kicks it out to Philon. An open three. And knocks home another bank first bucket for the Crimson Tide.
Alabama just 1 for 5 from the three-point line here in the second half, but getting great looks.
Unfortunately, Seiler's able to answer quickly on the other end, and the lead goes back down to 64-47 for the Tide. Nelson far side, catch and shoot 3. He answers.
Well, that was not in rhythm. The pass was a little bit off and took Grant Nelson over to his left. He didn't look on balance, but able to knock down his third 3 of the game.
Larson brings it front court as Nate Oates implores his team to defend on this end. They throw it low post to Clough. He'll kick it out to Gary. His three-point attempt is good. 66-50. Bama's lead down to 16 again as Sears works it over to Philon. LeBaron kicks it to the corner to Holloway. Aiden on the drive, flips it over to Philon, top of the arc. He'll penetrate inside the lane, kicks it to Holloway again, far corner. Back to Philon, now to Sears. Deep 3, too strong, and the rebound claimed by Gary for South Dakota State. Over to Seiler, far side. Seiler driving into the lane, puts it up over his head with a left hand, no. Rebound tipped out and saved in the corner by Philon, and Philon will bring it ahead for Bama. Working top of the key, Philon over to Sears. One more in the corner to Holloway. He'll drive underneath the bucket. Kicks it in the corner. One more, Philon all alone. 3 short. Rebound tipped into the hands of Gary. And now the Rabbits will bring it the other way.
I think LeBaron Philon thought Grant Nelson was going to shoot that one. He didn't look ready for it.
Missed 3 in transition by Seiler, and Bama comes the other way with it. Here's Holloway with the Tide on top, 66-50. 14:08 to go, second half. inside. Nelson feeds it to Amore, lays it up and in off the glass for two.
I thought that was an end one that looked like Cliff Amore got fouled and just kind of tossed it up there, but off the glass and in.
Bama by 18 again. After leading it at the half by 24, driving is Larson off the window. A tough shot, got it to go, and a timeout is going to be called by South Dakota State. It becomes the media timeout with 13:47 remaining in the second half of play. 68-52 Bama here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When the game is on the line, you want someone you can count on. At Alabama Power, we believe in consistency and having each other's back. It's our game plan to safely deliver the electricity you depend on. We give 100% to achieve 99.9% reliability. Learn how we power a better Alabama at alabamapower.com/reliable. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Bama's lead is 16, 68-52, 13:47 to go in the ball game against South Dakota State. You know, still the holidays, and Kohl's and Kohls.com is where you'll find amazing deals on everything you need all in one place. So you can focus on the moments that really matter. Kohl's, where families come first. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. From BP, not exactly the start that Bama was looking for in the second half. Still up 16, but Jackrabbits are capable of coming back.
Yeah, not the start that Alabama wanted on the defensive end, where they've been really good the last couple of games. The Jackrabbits, since halftime, shooting 73% from the field, 8 for 11, 3 for 4 from beyond the arc. And overall as a team, South Dakota State 9 for 18 from the three-point line, but fortunately Alabama knocking down threes at a high rate. Now 14 for 37 in this game. Alabama 38% from beyond the arc. They continue to get wide open looks from deep. Alabama's got to do a better job defensively, because right now South Dakota State gaining momentum and confidence on the offensive end.
Alabama basketball brought to you in part by Coca-Cola Zero Sugar. Crimson Tide with a 68-52 lead, and the Tide has the ball. Bringing it front court to our right. We're due another media timeout on the next whistle, as Holloway will let fire from three. Can't get this one to go. Rebound tipped into the hands of Clough for South Dakota State. And here come the Rabbits the other direction with Seiler. He'll play off of a screen. A bounce pass goes to Clough. His jumper from 12 is no good. Rebounded by Nelson, and Grant flips it ahead to Sears. Mark leaves it for Nelson. Top of the key, three ball short. Rebounded by Clough, and the Rabbits come the other way. It's Lindsey with it. 68-52 Bama. Clough with the ball down low. The nice feed. Reverse layup short. Rebound claimed by the Tide. Nelson giving it to Youngblood, who feeds Diabate. Moe to Sears in the far corner. Sears up top. Youngblood for three. No good. Rebounded though again. Diabate tried to save it, but it's taken away by the Rabbits. It's Lindsey firing it ahead. Left side Seiler to the elbow. Clough back out. They go to Seiler. 20 to shoot. 12:38 to play second half. Driving, Hadnot gets into the lane. His shot attempt blocked, but a foul is going to be whistled on Grant Nelson. Immediate timeout with 12:33 remaining in this second half of action. 68-52 our score. Bama leading by 16. But shots upcoming for South Dakota State when we return on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
The Alabama Insider Podcast is the official podcast of Crimson Tide Athletics. Catch full episodes of Hey Coach and the Kalen DeBoer Show, Crimson Tide Rewind, Crimson Tide Today Daily Reports, plus full interviews from Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR. Download and subscribe to the Alabama Insider Podcast on Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music, and all podcast platforms. Roll Tide with the Alabama Insider Podcast.
Hey, Bama fans. Tuscaloosa Drug Company is a proud supporter of Crimson Tide Athletics. We've been serving our community and the University Athletic Department for over a decade. There are 3 locations in the Tuscaloosa and Northport area to serve you. We understand the importance of prompt and efficient service. That's why we strive to provide service that you can rely on, where we know you by name. The next time you have a medication need, call who the Tide calls, Tuscaloosa Drug.
Couple of quick timeouts. It's still 68-52 Bama over South Dakota State. 16-point lead, 12:33 to go in the ball game, making Evan Williams Bourbon part of your game day traditions. Here's a slam dunk. Visit evanwilliams.com to find a bottle near you. Evan Williams, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, Bardstown, Kentucky. Think wisely, drink wisely, and Roll Tide BP. Nothing much happened since the last time we had this conversation, but still a slow start for Bama in the second half.
Yeah, this is a South Dakota State team that, going back a couple of years ago, that was in a similar situation, down by 20 at halftime, ended up coming back in that game, taking the lead. Ultimately, Alabama won. But this is a Jackrabbits team that plays a lot of high majors, ranked teams, and they came in here and they're not intimidated, and they have one of the better big men in the country, especially at the mid-major level, in Oscar Klupp, and he's been terrific here in the second half. He's got 15 points, most of the damage coming in the second half. Already a double-double with 10 rebounds, but South Dakota State shooting it really well from the three-point line, 3 for 4 since halftime, and overall 9 for 18 from deep. So they've got a big man that can score and is playing with confidence. He's gotten hot on the low post, but on the perimeter, they're starting to heat up as well. Alabama's got their work cut out for them, especially on the defensive end. And Bama, unfortunately, has cooled off offensively, just 1 for 10 here in the second half from the three-point line.
Free throw up and good from Stoney Hadnot. 6'6", 200-pound freshman from Houston, Texas. Forward for the Jackrabbits. Hits the first and the second now. Cut it down to 14 again. Bama had a very strong first half of play and is led by as many as 24. That's where it was at intermission, but Tide now has it down to 14. Still on top, though, as Holloway drives inside the paint. Kicks it out to Sears. Mark playing off the screen from Sherrill. Gives it off to Aiden, who got tripped on his way to the bucket. And he will see play stopped as they whistle that one, I believe, on Isaac Lindsey. Second personal on Lindsey, and team foul number 4 this half on the Jackrabbits. South Dakota State will see Bama inbound it underneath to Sherrill at the elbow on the inbounds. Now Diabate with it, hands it off to Sears with the shot clock down to 10. It's at 9. Sears driving at 7. Stops at 6. Kicks it out to Holloway at 4. At 3. High off the window. No good. Rebounded inside. Diabate puts it back in for 2.
They had Aiden Sherrill and Mo Diabate fighting for the offensive rebound. Mo Diabate continues to play well on the glass.
Lindsey tries a 3. Got fouled by Holloway, and that'll bring us to a media timeout once again. This little sequence done as far as media timeouts until the under 8. 11:38 remains here in half number 2. It's Alabama 70, South Dakota State 54, and it's here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's huddle up and make things happen with the only cards for T-Town. The University of Alabama Regions Visa Debit Card and Prepaid Regions Now Card. They're a win for your wallet and a big Roll Tide, whether you're purchasing stuff for game day or every day.
Want to go all in on confidently showing your Tide pride? Order your card now at regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Tide fans, Golden Flakes Snacks have been a proud partner of the Tide family for 67 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flakes Snacks, are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs, Golden Flakes Snacks are a winning combination with Alabama basketball. Share Golden Flakes Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
Bama 70, South Dakota State 54, 11:38 to go in the ball game. The official attendance for tonight's game, well, it's sold out. Just a couple of empty seats out there. ATIX is a proud sponsor of the game's attendance. ATIX says thank you to all ticket-holding Crimson Tide fans. BP, thank you from us as well. Sunday afternoon game. There was a time you wouldn't see a crowd like that on Sunday afternoon, but goodness gracious.
I haven't seen the official numbers for the non-conference, but I would have to think this has been the best that it's ever been in the non-conference. I think every game but one has been a sellout in a non-conference slate, and even the one that wasn't, I believe last Sunday had 12,000 plus at that game. So Alabama fans have come out in a big way, and they're going to be out in a big way. Another sellout coming up for the SEC opener against Oklahoma, who we thought was going to be a team that may not compete for an SEC title or even an NCAA berth in year one in the league. But right now, they're number 12 in America. They've been one of the surprises in college basketball. So a big game coming up on Saturday. They're all going to be big in the SEC. The best conference in the country, without a doubt. One of the best conferences in the history of college basketball with what the league has done in the non-conference. But hopefully Alabama can finish the non-conference portion of the schedule strong. So far, so good. But right now, the Jackrabbits starting to heat up on the offensive end here in the second half.
Isaac Lindsey will go to the free throw line, shooting 2 shots, or actually shooting 3, and he hits the first.
When South Dakota State going to heat up, you know, the point of emphasis in the Alabama huddle has been don't let them get loose from the three-point line. And Aiden Holloway a little too aggressive against the three-point shooters of South Dakota State. You don't want to foul the three-point shooter, but I understand a little bit why the way they've shot the ball here in the second half.
Lindsey missed the middle of 3 shots, so 2 out of 3 for him, and it makes it a 70-56 ball game. We need a bucket right here. Bama up 14. Sherrill in the corner tries a 3. It's no good. Rebounded Diabate on the weak side. Mo double team on the baseline and then got fouled. Boy, Strong with the ball after he was strong to claim that rebound against 2 South Dakota State defenders.
If you want an extra possession, go to number 10. He's going to get it for you. Offensive rebounding the ball after missed shots, missed free throws, deflections. Makes all the tough plays. It's a big reason why he's on the floor, earning more minutes, getting his 8th rebound of the game.
Diabate dribbles to his left, gets inside the paint, puts up a floater with the left hand, no good, but he'll go to the line to shoot a pair of free throws for Alabama. 11-17 remains in this contest. Tide leading it by 14, but Diabate going to the stripe.
Mo Diabate in 13 minutes, 8 rebounds, 4 points with a chance to add to it. But makes such a difference on both ends of the floor with hustle plays.
First of 2 shots for him, and that one's up and good. 20 of 24 now on the year for better than 83%. He has worked and worked and worked on his shot. He's 3 of 11 from beyond the arc as well. And able to fight through the potential broadcaster's jinx as he got the friendly roll on that one. Hits them both, and the lead goes back up to 16 for Alabama. Again, we're up 24 at the half. Ball thrown away by the Rabbits and picked up by Youngblood for Alabama. Tide hurries the other way. Holloway, the drive and dish to Sears. 3 ball would not stay down. It's knocked out of bounds, touch last by the visitors. Boy, we've had some good looks that wouldn't go.
I'd like to see Mark get closer to the three-point line. He's setting up so deep, and he can make that shot, but when the defender's in the lane and you can get a couple of feet closer, why not make it an easier shot? But fortunately, Alabama gets it back.
Sears thought about trying it again, gives it off to Holloway. Far side three, that one rips the net for another bank first three-pointer. Bama 14 of 42 now for better than 33% from beyond the arc. Pressure defense and a near steal, but a foul is going to be whistled on Alabama. Boy, so close to a turnover there, Bryan, but unfortunately Youngblood collided with Hadnot, and he picks up the foul.
Yeah, not a ton of contact there, but going back to the offensive end, Alabama with another extra possession. Aiden Holloway, this time toes on the line, almost on the line, as he knocks down the rhythm three.
Hadnot exits, and Moores comes in, believed to replace him as Clough works against Sherrill, steps through, puts it up with the left hand. No, good defense by Aiden Sherrill. The McDonald's All-American is on the other end. Diabate gets fouled, and love seeing him attack. He's not thought of as an offensive threat, but he knows when he's got a mismatch, Bryan, and was able to earn his way to the free throw line.
Yeah, good understanding by Mo Diabate. He understands the mismatch, and also the defense has to recognize 4 three-point shooters surrounding him. So the floor was spaced. Mo Diabate with a hesitation dribble, got past his man, took the contact, wasn't going into his shooting motion, but a 1-and-1 coming up.
It is 1 plus the bonus. 17 fouls on the Rabbits, and that attempt is short. Mo rebounded his own miss, puts it up off the glass. No tip, grabbed by Sherrill, and he laid it in almost flat-footed there to get the bucket.
And who got the offensive rebound off of the missed free throw? The guy who shot it. Mo Diabate, the best offensive rebounder on missed free throws in Alabama history.
Even his own. Inside, it is Clough who misses the layup attempt, and then a foul is going to be whistled on South Dakota State. It was Sherrill trying to go to the deck to get the basketball, but he had his legs cut out from under him inadvertently by Owen Larson of SDSU, and that will send Bama back to the line for another 1-and-1 as Sears will get a breather, and LeBaron Philon comes in for him.
You never teach a guy to follow their shot off a missed free throw. But Mo Diabate,
you don't.
But you plan on making it, so why would you follow it?
That's right.
But Mo Diabate able to get on the offensive glass after his own missed free throw. Doesn't convert, but Aiden Sherrill able to get it back and put it in. Alabama doing work on the offensive glass.
Sherrill hits the first. I agree with you on free throws.
One shot, man.
Or threes. I mean, if you're shooting it, why would a miss even enter into your mind? I don't
Not
understand
all
it.
of us were as good as you, prep school boy.
Listen, I missed a bunch, and I was just delusional enough to never think it was going to go. It was going to miss.
I was more realistic. Free throw good, and Bama leads it 79-56. But a three from the far wing up and good by Lindsey. And they cut it back down to 20. Do the Jackrabbits. Now it's Holloway. Another three attempt. That one rims out. Rebounded Diabate. Mo had it knocked away from him. And it's taken away by the Rabbits. Then a pass deflected back into the hands of Mo, and Bama will run the other way. Diabate front court, feeds it off to Youngblood. He'll drive, he'll dish, near corner, three, short, and a whistle and a foul is going to be called on South Dakota State. It was Holloway who tried the three in the near corner. Couldn't get it to drop, but a pushing foul is going to once again send Aiden Sherrill to the stripe for the Crimson Tide.
When you move the ball and you have the shooters that Alabama does, it's hard to get blockouts because you're chasing the ball, chasing shooters, and Bama attacking the offensive glass. We've seen Mo Diabate, Aiden Sherrill, a couple of offensive rebounds. They get called for the pushing foul, and Alabama gets back to the line.
Sherrill can't hit the front end of the 1-and-1, and the rebound is controlled by the Jackrabbits, but Philon times the jump perfectly, gets the steal, gives it off to Youngblood, who gets fouled on the floor, and Bama will go back to the free throw line again. By the way, during that previous free throw attempt, Mo Diabate got a nice round of applause from the Bama faithful as he headed to the bench with his 10th board of the ball game in tow, and now we'll see Youngblood go back. Alabama 7 of 9 from the free throw line, but a couple of missed 1-and-1 opportunities. That's a 2-shot try that Youngblood knocks down the front end of.
Great job by LeBaron Philon. Got the deflection, beautiful pass to Chris Youngblood, who goes to the line. Chris hasn't gotten it going from the three-point line like we know he can, but hopefully a couple of free throws get him in a rhythm.
Hits a couple of freebies there. 9:18 remaining here in the second half. Bama up by 22. Left of the circle, Moores, defended by Nelson. Dribbles right, hands it off. Lindsey off the bounce. His 3 rims out. Rebound tipped into the hands of Hadnot. Check that, William Wharton, who now feeds it in the corner to Jaden Jackson. Jackson trying to shake free. Reverses back left side to Larson. Larson with 7 on the shot clock. Dribbles right, gets to the rim, lays it up and in for 2. Boys split 2 defenders and got that one to drop, making it a 20-point game.
That was not easy over a couple of 6'11" Alabama players.
Holloway over everybody on the assist from Philon. Knocks home another bank first 3. Aiden Holloway with 20, going 6 of 15 from beyond the arc. Is on the other end. The 15-footer is good by Moores. And the Rabbits cut it back to 21.
It's a good thing Alabama is hot, because the Jackrabbits getting in a rhythm here in the second half.
Youngblood for 3, couldn't get it to go, and Jackson clears the miss on the weak side for SDSU. Here's Moores with it top of the arc. Thought about a 3, dribbles, hands it off to Jackson. Jackson back to Moores, back to Jackson. He'll try a deep 3. It's no good off the iron. Rebound control by Philon, ahead to Holloway. Philon again, back to Sherrill, right side, 3, short. Rebound tipped and controlled by Larson of SDSU. Fires it ahead to Jackson. Jackson skip pass over, right wing, 3, no good from Lindsey. Rebound controlled by the Rabbits again as Moores gets it inside. Spins, fall away jumper, and got the friendly roll. That ball deflated on the rim, didn't it?
I don't see how that one went in. Well defended by Grant Nelson. South Dakota State gets the friendly roll.
Nelson on the drive, runner off the glass, count it, and he is fouled. Timeout on the floor, 7:21 to play here in Coleman. 86-65, Bama leading by 21 here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
You can find all Crimson Tide Sports Network video content online on the CTSN YouTube page. It's the home of the live Courtside Cam, episodes of Crimson Drive driven by NASCAR, plus Hey Coach. Our YouTube shorts will deliver thrilling Alabama radio highlights, plus interview clips from Alabama student athletes and coaches that you can't miss. Subscribe to the Crimson Tide Sports Network on YouTube for the very latest on the Alabama Crimson Tide.
When the game goes into overtime, but the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Bama's back up 21, 86-65 over South Dakota. 7:21 to go in the ball game. The best move of the game was presented by Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is a proud partner of the Crimson Tide. BP, your choice.
Well, Aiden Holloway's been terrific in this game. He's knocked down 6 threes. He's 7 for 17 overall, 6 for 15 from beyond the arc. He's getting good looks, set up some by himself, but the majority by his teammates. Alabama, for the most part, really good ball movement, taking care of the ball, finding open teammates. Bama, as a team, has made 15 threes in this game, 15 for 47. They haven't shot it nearly as well in the second half, but Aiden Holloway has been consistent throughout this one.
Crimson Tide with its last non-conference game of the pre-conference slate. Bama will play host to Oklahoma January 4th. Then it's on the road for games at South Carolina and Texas A&M before Ole Miss comes to town. It's amazing. I believe there was a point a week ago, Bryan, where every SEC team that was on the schedule at that moment was a quad 1 game for Alabama.
It's not just the best conference in the country. It's historically good, maybe the best conference in the history of college basketball. At least the numbers in the non-conference suggest that this year's SEC will definitely be in the argument.
Can't convert the and one, but on the other end, South Dakota State misses a 3. Bama comes the other way. Sears, near side 3, bottom. Mark Sears knocking home another one. He's got 17 on 5 of 12 from bank first 3-point range. And the Tide leads it again by 24, matching their halftime lead, which is the biggest of the ball game. Defense almost forces a turnover, but the Rabbits are able to get out of it. Inside they go to Clough, spins and shoots over Amori, and it's a 22-point Bama advantage. Tide hurries the other way to Youngblood, down low to Nelson. Gets underneath the basket, feeds Phylon. LeBaron tried to get it back out to Nelson, but he is wrapped up and fouled by Jackson of South Dakota State.
Nice job by LeBaron Phylon. He's been so good in this game. 17 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. He'll have a chance to add to it. He'll go to line for 2 as Alabama in the double bonus the rest of the way.
Phylon shooting the first of 2. Gets it to drop. Larson will exit for South Dakota State, and Joe Seiler comes in to replace him.
Hopefully Alabama will get Darion Reed back very soon. Has an ankle injury. He's day to day. Houston Millett under the weather today. Hopefully both of those guys will be back for Alabama's SEC opener on Saturday.
Gary works it around to Moores, who'll try a 3. Missed badly on that attempt. Rebound batted around 3 or 4 times and kept alive long enough for Clough to run it down in the far corner. Clough feeding it off to Gary. Gary double team, has it batted away and stolen by Amori. Feeds it ahead to Phylon. LeBaron weaving through traffic, stops on the wing. The trailer is Sears, bottom.
Great job defensively. Alabama gets the trap, the deflection, and LeBaron Phylon finds a wide open Mark Sears, who knocks down another 3.
17th bank first 3 of the ball game for Alabama as Jackson plays off of a screen, goes downhill, shoots it over Amori, no good, but a foul is going to be whistled as Clough came in trailing the play, and LeBaron Phylon just hanging on for dear life against the 6'11", 260-pound freight car that was coming down the tracks.
Cliff Amori came over, tried to block the shot, and definitely changed it. But that left LeBaron Phylon on the 6'11" center for South Dakota State. LeBaron a little frustrated with the call. Didn't feel like there was a ton of contact there, but it'll send the big man to the line where he's been really good here in the second half.
Youngblood exits. Jaron Stevenson comes in to replace him for the Crimson Tide. Second free throw for Clough, who made the first, and that one rattles in as well. Clough hits them both. He's got 19. And Bama leads it 94-69 with 5.5 minutes to play. Sears out to Phylon. He'll drive, gets into the paint, puts up the teardrop, and gets it to go.
He is so good with those floaters that look well defended, a little bit of contact, but able to finish.
Gary gets it to Jackson in the far corner with a hand in his face. He buries another 3 for the Rabbits, but Bama's advantage is 24. Phylon driving and dishing to Sears. Mart, shake and bake move. Kicks it back out. Phylon squares up, 3 ball, too strong, and the rebound claimed by Clough. Once again for the Rabbits. He's got another double-double with 19-14 boards now. Clough will drive to the rim, lays it up and in, and gives him 21 now for the ball game.
21 and 14. Oscar Clough has been really good in this one.
Top of the arc with it is Sears. Mark Shaking free, stepping back, shooting three, misses it. Rebounded again by Clough, and giving the outlet pass to Jackson. Now to Gary on the left wing for the Rabbits. Gary cut off on the baseline. Out to Clough, who fakes a three, drives into paint. The foul is going to be whistled on the Crimson Tide. I believe that's going to be on Clifford Amore. It will be. And with 4:24 to go, we'll see Clough going back to the line. Or will we call it on the floor? Yep, they will.
Nate Oates talking to Cliff Amore, saying, you got to read the scouting report. Clough not wanting to shoot the three, only one three-point attempt on the season, able to get Cliff off his feet.
They'll drive after the inbounds pass and then work it out to the perimeter again to Had not trying to shake free from Mo Diabate, who's back in the game. 3 on the shot clock as Jackson will shoot a fall-away three that's no good. Rebound claimed by Diabate for Alabama. Boy, Mo has been terrific. He's got 11 boards to go with his 6 points. Nelson lost it on the way up. Ball goes out of bounds. They say deflected by South Dakota State. Final media timeout. Bama with 3:53 to play, set to grab its 11th win of the non-conference, up 96-74 over South Dakota State, right here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Don't let pests invade your home this season. Give them the full court press by calling Cook's Pest Control. Cook's proven pest control methods and Centricron termite control system protect your home from unwanted pests and are backed by a 110% guarantee. Nobody is more thorough, courteous, or on time, except maybe me, Mark Sears. Trust Cook's Pest Control, the South's most trusted name in pest control for over 90 years.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
Red Diamond knows that prepping for the perfect holiday meal isn't always easy. From making sure there's an option for your cousin Steve from Chicago,
I require a plant-based diet,
to making sure your father-in-law's favorite is on the table.
Boiled Brussels sprouts? Gross.
The holidays can be hard. Thankfully, you've got fresh brewed Red Diamond iced tea. It's the perfect sip of pure perfection that always brings people together. Red Diamond. Perfect, not easy.
Bama 96, South Dakota State 74. 22-point lead with 3:53 to go in the ball game. Be sure and stay tuned after the game for the Regions postgame show with Bama coach Nate Oates. Don't forget you can get your University of Alabama Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card today. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Bryan Passink enjoying this one on a Sunday afternoon. BP, Bama's going to get another non-conference win and go with some momentum into the next Oklahoma game, opening of the SEC season.
Yeah, Alabama will finish the non-conference 11-2, and when you consider how difficult this schedule is, Alabama has fared very well through the non-conference, and Alabama a chance to finish the last 3:53 strong here at home, and this is a good South Dakota State team. Alabama's handled business, especially on the offensive end, taking care of the ball, 20 assists to 5 turnovers. And Alabama's been up and down with turnovers this season, but here against South Dakota State doing a nice job. 17 made threes. Alabama not with a great percentage, but 17 for 51, 33%. 17 threes is going to win you a lot of games. Alabama got off to a great start from beyond the arc. Aiden Holloway leading the way for Alabama. He's got 20. Actually, it's LeBaron Philon leading the way with 21 with 6 assists, but it's been a team effort for Alabama. You got Mark Sears with 20. Grant Nelson, 16 and 8. Mo Diabate, 6 points, 11.
Bounds going to Nelson, fires it over to Stevenson, who drives in, lays it up and in for 2. Boy, Bama got the mismatch they wanted all the way on the near side with Stevenson, and he makes it pay off.
Alabama almost always gets what they want coming out of timeouts when they have the ball. Nate Oates draws up a great play. Bama gets it and able to convert.
Rabbits run the other way. They get it inside to Wilkinson. He spins, shoots, and got it to hang on the iron and fall through. Wilkinson had some good first half minutes. and now has 8 for the ball game. Holloway stepping away from a defender. Deep three, got it to go.
When you're hot, you're hot. Aiden Holloway has been hot throughout this game. He's gotten some wide open looks. That one was not one of them. Well defended, but able to get it up and in.
7 of 16 from the arc is Aiden Holloway. He's got 23 on the other end. Hadnot drives to the elbow. A bounce pass goes to Wilkinson, who will spin up another move. A beauty. Couldn't get the little bunny to go, though. No pun intended, coming from a jackrabbit. Ball knocked out of bounds after the miss, and possession will belong to the Crimson Tide. I love making Tom Stipe chuckle off air. It's a good thing.
You're getting me tickled.
It's 2:41 to play. Bama over the century mark with a 101-76 lead over the Jackrabbits. Nelson gives it off to Sears. He'll dribble left, he'll cross over, hesitates, dishes into the corner. Stevenson, double team. Larson ties him up, and the arrow is going to favor Alabama. 2:26 left to play here at Coleman Coliseum. Inbounds goes to Nelson. Grant pivots, hands it off to Holloway. Steps to the right, shoots a three, makes it again. Having a good time, isn't he?
Oh, man, feeling it here in Alabama's last non-conference game. Aiden Holloway with a game-high 26 points.
Jackson looking left, dribbling left. Cut off by Holloway, now goes right. Jackson into the paint, stops, spins, and a steal by Nelson on the pass intended for Wilkinson. Grant going the other way, got fouled on his way to the rim, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2 shots for Alabama.
I love that Aiden Holloway's knocked down a couple threes, has 26 points. Grant Nelson got the ball at the defensive end, and Aiden Holloway said, take it. Pointed at him, just take it, and he did. Grant Nelson took the contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
He needs to make them both so we can get Aiden Sherrill in for him. He's at the scores table at the moment as Nelson misses the first. They'll have one more try upcoming. Mark Sears' afternoon is done. LeBaron Philon comes in to replace him. Sears with 20 on the day, 5 assists and no turnovers. Free throw up and good by Nelson, and Grant will exit as well. So you got Stevenson, Sherrill, Diabate, Philon, and Holloway. The 5 on the floor for Alabama. Front court, Hadnot. Crosses over, goes down the lane, and that will be a highlight reel bucket for the Jackrabbits. That bunny had some hops right there. As Diabate will drive the other way for Bama. Fires it out to Holloway. Thought about a 3. Gives it off. Gets it back. Shoots it. Misses. Rebound claimed on the weak side by Larson, who fires it ahead to Jackson. Puts it up. Off the window. No, but he got fouled by Holloway. And Jaden Jackson will go to the line to shoot 2 shots.
Aiden Holloway finally misses a 3. Thought he had a good look at one earlier in that possession, but gave it up, got it back. Well defended, not able to knock it down. But what an offensive performance for Alabama in this game. Another 100-plus point performance by the Crimson Tide. 7th most efficient offense in college basketball, and will be moving up the charts after this one.
3rd game over 100 points, and the reaction is Max Skarnowski will check in for Nate Oates' Crimson Tide. Skarnowski out of Elgin, Illinois, the 6'6", 205-pound senior. Larson exit. Nate Barnhart will come in to replace him for the Rabbits. Jackson gets the free throw to drop and make it a 105-80 ball game. Boy, South Dakota State was down 24 at the half, cut it to as few as 14 and had the ball, but Bama leads by as many as 29 in this second half. Trying to add to their number, can't do it as Holloway misses the three, and the rebound controlled by Hadnot and SDSU. 1 minute to play as Hadnot's three is up, no good, but a foul is going to be called on Aiden Sherrill as he collided with Hadnot on that three-point attempt.
Love those learning moments when you're up 25 with a minute to play. Not exactly what you would want from Aiden Sherrill on that play. Alabama fouls a three-point shooter for the second time here in the second half. With this one well in hand for the Crimson Tide.
Free throw up and good. Hadnot will get another attempt.
You look out on the court and say, gosh, why is LeBaron Filon and Aiden Holloway still in the game? Alabama's got a couple players out, and who are you going to put in for them? I mean, you've already got some of your starters and top contributors on the bench.
Everybody who's dressed
has been playing.
Yep, Skarnowski, the lone walk-on the floor. Free throw's good. It's 105-82. Let's see if Bama runs something for Max here. Sherrill to Holloway. Holloway will drive. 12, he'll back it out. Playing off of the screen from Skarnowski at 9. Tried to give it to Max, but the ball was knocked away and stolen by the Rabbits. They work it ahead, left side to Lindsey. Lindsey gets underneath, gives it out to Barnhart. He'll fire a pass underneath to Wilkinson, lays it up too strong. Rebounded by Filon. Filon weaving through traffic, got cut off, backs it out. Bama will set things up. Nate Oates says no more shots. Shot clock is dark. Bama's going to dribble away the final 7 seconds of this one. A little exhibition being put on by LeBaron Filon. And we will get out of here with a 105-82 victory over the Jackrabbits of South Dakota State. 105-82, your final. Alabama with the victory improves now to 11-2 on the year. And again, that win gives Alabama 11 victories before the start of conference play for the first time under Nate Oates, and also the first time for an Alabama squad since that 2011-2012 college basketball season. 105-82 your final. Roger Hoover will drive in the postgame along with Tom Stipe and Bryan Passink. I'll head to the locker room, talk with Coach Nate Oates. Postgame coverage in a moment here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Convenience is the name of the game at the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University. Located on Veterans Memorial Parkway, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University offers just the right amenities for a relaxing getaway or a productive business trip. The University of Alabama, Bryant-Denny Stadium, Coleman Coliseum, and the Bryan Conference Center are within 2 miles, making any visit to the Capstone convenient. Whatever you're visiting Tuscaloosa for, the Holiday Inn Express and Suites Tuscaloosa University is the perfect hotel destination and a proud preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide.
When it comes to land care, you need equipment that's a slam dunk every time. At Tri-Green Equipment, we provide the tried and true support you need for your John Deere gear. Just like the Alabama Crimson Tide, we're always ready to assist you in making those game-winning plays. Visit us today and experience the unbeatable support that keeps you in the game. Tri-Green Equipment, proud sponsor of Crimson Tide basketball.
I'm Cole Adams.
And I'm Jeremy Bernard. We are all excited to enjoy the energy of Bryant-Denny Stadium this fall, but viruses that cause respiratory diseases are still prevalent in our communities.
Vaccination against these viruses is very important for everyone, and especially for those who are at a higher risk of developing serious complications, including older Americans and those with certain medical conditions.
For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM today.
Stay safe and roll Tide.
A gift this good takes a while to unwrap. Get your best gift ever during the Toyotathon sales event before it's too late. Get 3.99% APR for 36 months on the new 2025 Toyota RAV4 Hybrid. Offer valid through January 6, 2025. Zero down for well-qualified buyers with approved credit and financing through Southeast Toyota Finance. $29.52 monthly payment for every $1,000 financed. Excludes tax, tag, registration, title, and dealer fees. See dealer for details. Toyota. Let's go places.
Red Diamond knows that prepping for the perfect holiday meal isn't always easy. From making sure there's an option for your cousin Steve from Chicago,
I require a plant-based diet.
to making sure your father-in-law's favorite is on the table.
Boiled Brussels sprouts? Gross.
The holidays can be hard. Thankfully, you've got fresh brewed Red Diamond iced tea. It's the perfect sip of pure perfection that always brings people together. Red Diamond. Perfect, not easy.
Guthrie's Golden Fried Chicken Fingers, an Alabama tailgate tradition. Founded in Haleyville, Alabama in 1965, Guthrie's has been a Bama fan favorite for years. From your hometown to college towns all around, Guthrie's is still serving the family's original Southern fried chicken recipe just like always, fresh, hot, and fast. Make Guthrie's Golden Fried Chicken Fingers the MVP of your next tailgate. Guthrie's, America's original chicken finger restaurant and now an official partner of the Alabama Crimson Tide. For franchise information, visit Guthrie'sChicken.com.
Welcome to the Regions Postgame Show on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield. Get your University of Alabama Regions Visa debit card or prepaid Regions Now card today.
Final score from Tuscaloosa, Alabama 105 and South Dakota State 82. Roger Hoover, glad to welcome you to the Regions Postgame Show as Alabama picks up the win. Bryan Passink, first time in 13 years, Alabama's had 11 wins in non-conference play and really balanced scoring up and down. A fantastic performance for the Crimson Tide.
You sound a lot like the guy from TV on SEC Network Plus, by the way. But, yeah, great offensive performance by Alabama. 105 points against a quality opponent in South Dakota State. And Alabama came out smoking hot from the three-point line and ended up cooling off. But you look up and made 19 threes. It's typically going to be a good afternoon at work for your team, and that was the case for Alabama. A lot of stars for the Crimson Tide in this one. And coming into this game, coming off of Christmas break, wanted to see how sharp Alabama was, and they were on the offensive end. It had several guys step up in a big way, led by Aiden Holloway, 26 points, made 8 threes in this game. And Alabama as a team, I thought, played really well offensively, took care of the ball, found open teammates, didn't shoot a great percentage, but they were efficient on the offensive end. Alabama's been up and down a little bit this year in terms of taking care of the ball, but they took care of it. 21 assists to just 6 turnovers, some of those turnovers coming late, but a great offensive performance by Alabama in their last non-conference game of the year.
Such freedom for Aiden Holloway in this offense.
Oh, man, he thrives in this system and played extremely well. But it was far from a one-man show. You had Holloway with 26. Mark Sears got hot late, ends up with 20. LeBaron Philon, 21 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Grant Nelson, 17 and 8. I thought Mo Diabate, a guy that just gives you so much effort and toughness, extra possessions, getting on the offensive glass, 6 points, 11 rebounds, gives you so much energy off the bench for Alabama. Total team effort, and needed to play well because South Dakota State, we knew they could shoot it, and they did. They shot it well, especially in the second half, and Oscar Clough did the job with 21 points, 15 rebounds. He was the focal point for the Jackrabbits, and he was as good or better than advertised. So Alabama picked a good time to knock down a bunch of threes in this game and play well on the offensive end. And hopefully this will give Alabama a little more momentum going into conference play on Saturday.
Final score, 105 for Alabama, 82 for the South Dakota State Jackrabbits. We're just getting going with the Regions postgame show. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Your moment has arrived. It's time to shed the normal day-to-day version of yourself and let your most fabulous self loose. Make your way to Wind Creek Wetumpka, because whatever your idea of fabulous is, this is where you'll find it. Wind Creek Wetumpka. It's your kind of fabulous. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
If you're looking for the best selection in Crimson Tide apparel, look no further than the Soup Store. The Soup Store is every Bama fan's ultimate destination for the hottest gear and accessories, with 3 great locations around campus to serve you: in Tuscaloosa on campus at the University Student Center, on the Strip in front of Bryant Denny Stadium, and on Bryan Drive. If you can't get to Tuscaloosa, shop the Soup Store online at soupstore.ua.edu. The Soup Store is a proud partner of Alabama Athletics.
Nobody beats me, Mark Sears, on the court, and nobody beats Cook's Pest Control when it comes to superior protection against unwanted pests and termites. Cook's knowledgeable and courteous technicians are expertly trained to get the job done right. Guaranteed. Call Cooks today for your free quote or to schedule a free on-site inspection. Roll Tide.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
Coleman Coliseum gives the Tide a big home court advantage. When it comes to your home, count on Tri-Green Equipment to give you a big advantage with our lineup of John Deere equipment and tried and true expertise. We'll help you call the right plays on your property, and we're always there when you need an assist. From riding mowers, compact utility tractors, gators, to agriculture equipment, we've got serious game. Stop by one of our locations or visit TriGreenEquipment.com. Proud sponsors of Alabama Crimson Tide basketball.
Gary double team, has it batted away and stolen by Amori. Feeds it ahead to Phylon. LeBaron weaving through traffic, stops on the wing. The trailer is Sears. Bottom.
And that was our assist of the game, presented by Bob Howard's Victory Grill. The Crimson Tide picking up a 105-82 win against South Dakota State. Let's take a look at the turning point of the game. It's presented by Payless Drugs. Payless Drugs, your locally owned family pharmacy with 5 locations in the Birmingham area. Payless can handle your prescriptions, over-the-counter solutions, and home delivery. Visit mynewpharmacy.com to pay less. Bryan Passink, what was that turning point against the Jackrabbits?
Well, I thought it was early. Alabama came out, set the tone, I believe, got out to an early lead of 10-2, and really came out, looked focused, dialed in. And you always worry about the last game before Christmas and the first game back, because you have that break. You don't have another one throughout the season. And I thought Alabama played really well on the defensive end against Kent State going into the Christmas break. Came back, not quite as well defensively. You got to give South Dakota State a lot of credit for that. But offensively, they were really sharp, especially in the first half, making 19 threes, 21 assists, just 6 turnovers throughout this game. A little sloppy late, but Alabama was dialed in, focused, and sharp on the offensive end throughout this one.
Well, now we get to a turning point for this season. We mentioned before, Alabama first time in 13 years getting 11 non-conference victories to start a year. Next up, SEC play. The Oklahoma Sooners are coming to town, coming up on Saturday at 5 p.m. to start what may be the most anticipated SEC schedule we've ever seen.
Yeah, this is as good as the SEC has ever been, and one of the best conferences in the history of college basketball this season. At least the numbers suggest that in the non-conference. The league has been dominant in college basketball. 14 of the 16 SEC schools are in the top 50 in the net. That's never happened in the SEC. So each night is going to be a war, and Oklahoma is a team that has been one of the surprises in college basketball. They could be a top 10 team coming in here on Saturday. They're number 12 right now, and they're playing at a high level. Porter Moser, a former Wimp Sanderson assistant, has one of the best freshmen in the country in Jeremy Fears, and Alabama's going to have to be ready to play. It's going to be another sellout for the SEC opener, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to SEC play. Alabama hopefully will get off to a great start. Will have a great crowd. And Bama finishes the non-conference schedule 11-2, one of the toughest non-conference schedules in the history of Alabama basketball. You'd love to be undefeated, but Alabama battle-tested going into SEC play, and I think it's going to pay off as we get into SEC play and you go throughout the season. Alabama will be tested and hopefully play well, and it needs to start Saturday against a really good Oklahoma team.
Well, Bryan, enjoy with what's left of 2024. We will see you next year in 2025. Roll Tide.
Look forward to it. Roll Tide.
That's Bryan Passink. I'm Roger Hoover. We will continue with more from Tuscaloosa in just a moment. Final score in men's basketball, Alabama 105, South Dakota State 82. This is the Crimson Tide